Yeah. Huh? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Hey, Vicky, are you there?
Ooh, hold on.
Yes, I am.
Hi, it won't let me start my video.
Okay, I'll get that fixed for you.
Okay, and that's Mimi. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. I'll be right there.
Yeah, we're getting ready to get it's the artist roundtable with like all the musicians and stuff.
Okay. I just went to see who that was. All right, babe.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Ooh, that's horrible.
You are very bright right now.
I know. I'm going to change
Sorry.
every time I have to change the lighting. Like,
yeah.
Ridiculous.
Are you like near a window?
No.
Oh.
And
no, I don't mind at all, but.
Oh, let me see. Phew. Let's see. That, yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
So I have a window. I can
Okay.
use the natural light during the day.
Yeah.
So, and then all of a sudden the sun went down. I'm like, oh, now I have to put the lights on. It's.
Yeah. I have this great light. I can send you a link for it. I got it like at the beginning of this because I knew, I'm like, there's no way. But it's round. It's almost like a selfie light, almost like, but it's not giant like that. It's small. And you can change the quality of the light too. So it can be like white light, it can be yellow like soft light, and then you can make it brighter and you can make it dimmer. And it's been great because I do like really all day long. I just play with it until it looks right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm back far enough, but oh well. Oh well.
Oh, let me see. Oh.
Yeah, we have the artist roundtable.
So Vicky.
Yep.
So this
Thanks.
round.
Okay.
Oh, I thought she was talking to me. Vicky. Can she hear us? Okay.
Hi, ladies. Sorry.
Hi. That's okay. It was so funny because I said Vicky and you said yep. And I was like talking to you, but that's okay. I just wanted to
Hopefully somebody's getting online. There's Doug.
Hi.
And Phil.
Hi.
So Mimi,
Yeah.
do you want to do just 15s? So we'll do 15, 15, 15, 15, and then the next one is just 15, 15, and then
Perfect.
done. Is that okay?
Everyone wants to do like 20s and half hours. I'm like, I really don't want to be sitting here for half an hour. My signing space is smaller.
Yeah.
And I'm always monitoring myself to make sure my hands aren't dipping low and into where it says interpreter Mimi because you can't see them.
Right. No, I think 15 is great. Let's do 15s. And I'm totally happy to start.
I love working with you. Everyone else is like, no, we'll do half hours. I'm like,
I can't. Even today, even on doing 15s, I was by the end, just getting tired. So 15 is perfect.
It's not even like for me, it's more like my son's here. I'm going to get interrupted. The dog's like, I can hold someone off for 15 minutes. I can't hold them off for a half hour. I just can't.
That's fine. 15 worked great for me. It was great. So we'll do that. And that means 15, 15, 15, 15. If I need to jump off and get on to the next thing, I can. But I think Vicky is opening the next thing. So I have a feeling we'll just almost over together.
Perfect.
Yes. Ray and Phil are actually managing that 8 o'clock. So everybody make sure that they get off on time and click over.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Great. So Rachel's going to start, Vicky, and then are we still just doing where I pull my screen up and Rachel shuts down?
Yes.
Perfect.
That works absolutely perfect.
I think it does too.
And
I think it's the best transition we've had so far.
Yeah, I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
And Rita's been working her buns off today, and she's gotten me live captioners.
She's amazing.
For at least 2 weeks, and they're working on the next 2 weeks. Yeah,
Wow.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, she's
and
amazing.
Tomorrow night's trivia was canceled, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Just canceled or being postponed because there was.
Well, on the thing it says postponed, but I think we're gonna make it like Labor Day weekend kind of thing.
Okay.
Can you guys understand me now?
Huh?
Could you guys hear me before?
No.
No.
Okay.
Now we can hear you.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and.
I will see you in 15 minutes. Ish. 25 minutes.
On a better set of lights.
Okay, it was Doug.
Yeah, I can never tell.
Okay, I'm going away.
I'll be here.
I'm going to be watching. I'm just not going to be.
Yeah. It's fine.
Watching, listening. I'm here. All right.
Look, you want to see? There you go.
Well, you've been busy today, Rachel.
I have been busy today. You are right about that. I'm not as busy tomorrow, which is good. Sometimes it's nice when it's like that.
Gosh.
I think Thursday, Rachel, you and I are working a lot.
Are we? Oh, Lord.
Thursday. Wow.
Wait a minute, let me see. I mean, not just mean in general working. I love working with you. Wait, let's see. Oh, yeah, we have like a long, all day. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it the way that sounded at all. I meant I'm really working all day on Thursday again. I didn't realize. But no, we are working together tonight most, right?
Rachel Matthews
Yeah.
texted me today, and I'm like, Rachel M. And I'm like, all right, hold on. I got to make sure
I
I'm
know.
texting the right Rachel now.
I know. I'm sorry. I went and messed everything up. I'm the OG Rachel M.
You're the
Just
OG.
so you know.
I'm going to put Rachel OG
There you go.
because former O,
Turns around
and now you're like the sassy girl.
She was Rachel S. first.
Well, I never knew her as
Rachel
an S.
M. What are the chances that like the two Rachel interpreters have the same last initial?
So far, I think I'm the only Mimi. So.
No, we have a Mimi in New Jersey.
Oh, crud.
Yeah, I'm on TV.
Her last name is Finneran. Mimi Finneran.
Can you hear me now, Phil?
What?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, first off, do you want to read the questions or do you want me to read the questions?
I could do the reading of the questions. It doesn't really matter.
Cool. Now, second of all, how the hell did that son of a bitch Damien get into the act?
Oh.
You know, he's a cat. Cats do not abide by the law.
Cat always finds a way to pop up whenever we're online.
He can hear you. He knows it's your voice.
Oh.
Is that your daddy?
I am not claiming him. Seamus!
Hi.
Sign off.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, Seamus, you so rocked it the other night.
Thank you.
Oh, dude, I meant that with utter sincerity when I said Hendrix was definitely being proud at the moment.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead.
Yes, we had so many people on Facebook watching. I think the number that I finally clicked on was like 270 people had actually come to the Facebook Live to look. Just
Good.
see your show.
Good.
That's an amazing number.
Good.
That fortunately will keep growing.
Yeah.
So, Doug, how are you, my man?
I am doing just hunky-dory, or as hunky-dory as one can be.
That's groovy.
Is there anything behind me that shouldn't be there? Nope, I'm good.
Yeah, me and Sam Keller, we got rid of our corpses like 2 hours ago. Man, that was a lot of heavy work.
I mean, it's not so much corpses as it is the closet full of Nerf toys.
Oh, okay. Oh, nobody judges you for that. I got Baby Yodas and Marvel action figures all up on that shelf.
Fair enough.
And just in case, the best place to dump bodies is in Eric the Velvet Crown's backyard. Trust me.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's the best place. All he has to do is just have deniability when they dig him up.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Eric?
Can you hear me all right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was playing Minecraft, so
What else is new?
I was almost late.
solo or on a server?
I have my own server for I Twitch stream, and I made it a sub thing, so a bunch of my subs play with me.
I haven't used Zoom before. Usually I use Twitch or I use other things, but blast out your Twitch stream.
What?
Blast out your Twitch stream at some point.
Yeah, I'll make sure to say it.
Thank you. Mostly for me, because I just
Twitch.tv/Velvet Crayon. It's pretty easy.
Okay.
It's pretty simple. All right, again. Do we got a couple minutes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll grab it.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
What's up, Liz?
not much. How about you guys?
Here, there, everywhere, nowhere.
Does that mean you're the nowhere man?
Is this going to be on Facebook too, or just on Zoom?
Yes, it's going to be on Facebook.
Cool. Awesome.
And I will tag you
Cool.
so that way you can get it.
Hey!
Thank you.
By the way, I don't know if she's currently listening, but huzzah to the interpreter as a magician. I totally empathize with how your hands are feeling right now. So much pain. So I do not sign, but I just wanted to say thank you for what you're doing because, like I said, I am intimately familiar with what it's like to have hands like that.
Thank you. We've been really enjoying it, honestly. It's been a very fun several days, Neil. This is Mimi's up here too. I don't know if you can see her, but she says definitely yes, been a lot of fun.
Probably one of the most fun jobs I've had in a very long time. And I get to work with her, and she's just amazing.
Aww.
This really, Vicky, Rita has pulled together a phenomenal team for this event. Just, it's really been awesome.
It's very, very, very true.
Yeah.
I don't know how I made the top 5, but I'm so grateful.
Because you're a great interpreter, that's why.
Yes.
Where was my thing?
Rita always pulls out the stops for me. I have to always give her props.
Yeah. No, she's great. Really great.
By the way, as a person who is not terribly experienced when it comes to signing and interpretation, can I ask you a quick question about music?
Sure. And I will try my best with Mimi's help to answer it.
No, that's fine. So for the show that I'm doing next weekend, my plan is to have a set of my stage lights nearby and hook them up so that they translate the audio into different colors.
That's cool.
Is that an effective means of conveying rhythm and beat?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's great. So the interpreters who are there will interpret the words, but it's really nice to have any extra kind of visual representation of what the song is like. That's awesome.
The music. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. The music is only there for me to perform to something in the background because it's fire performance.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Yes, I think that's great.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Thank you.
All right.
Very cool.
We're gonna get.
All right, we're gonna.
Figure it out.
I'm setting up the Facebook.
Sorry.
I'm setting up Zoom now.
Hey, Gaelynn.
Hello.
Oh, you broke up, then. Oh, you're good.
Are you able to hear me?
Oh yeah,
we said.
Perfect. It's a little echoey, but I don't know why. I'm connected to the Ethernet, so it should be okay.
That should go away once I click off.
Oh, okay.
When do I hit broadcast?
Are we all ready?
Ready? You are.
Yeah, sure.
All right, folks. Phil will be the one asking the questions.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, I'm going to be asking questions, and you know, I want to welcome everyone to the Disability Pride Virtual PA Artist Roundtable. You know, this is an exciting year for us. You know, it's all virtual. We're doing a whole month of programming to celebrate the ADA. I wanted to start off by just having everyone introduce themselves. You know, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do. Yeah, Gaelynn, you can start.
Sure, I'll go first. Real quick, Everybody who's not speaking might want to mute their microphones because there's a lot of background noise. So when you're not talking, mute your mic, even if it's pretty quiet. Okay, cool. So my name is Gaelynn Lea. I'm a violinist and a songwriter and a disability rights activist. And this is my first year being involved with Disability Pride Philadelphia, PA, I should say. And I'm glad that I got to do it. So I've been touring for quite a while, 4 years now. And before coronavirus, we were gone about 9 months of the year, did between 100 and 200 shows a year. And so it's been a big change, but I'm doing virtual concerts every week now and just trying to evolve with the times and then do some advocacy around coronavirus and disability as well. So that's me in a nutshell, I guess.
I suppose that I'll go next. My name is Douglas Stafford. I am a sideshow artist, magician, and circus performer from the Philadelphia region. I have been involved with Disability Pride Philadelphia for about the last 3 years as one of the performers. I tour the Northeast and I do a lot of work for the Renaissance Fair community. Just with everyone with COVID-19, it's been a bit of a change of pace for me as well, as evidenced by my long hair.
All right, Christina, do you want to go next?
Absolutely. I'm Christina Lisk, and I am a fiction writer, an essayist, and a songwriter. I just started getting involved with Disability Pride this year, and I'm very happy to be a part of the crew. I've been writing fiction since I was 14, music since I was 15, and essays on life with disability for about 8 years now. I would say my greatest drive and influence is to share the richness of disabled life with the world. And I have gone as far as Sicily to do so at writers' conferences. I was very lucky to attend Middlebury Breadloaf in Sicily last year.
Nice. Eric?
Hey, my name is Velvet Crayon. I'm a raging alcoholic. Wait, wrong meeting. I thought it was funny. I don't know. I'm a musician. I'm a person that makes art live on stage. And since COVID, I've been streaming on Twitch every day for like 4 hours. So you guys can find me there anytime you want.
All right. Fed?
I think I figured it out. My name is Finn, Stefan Hoymes, and I'm a theater musician primarily, and a session musician. I've been a member of the Philadelphia Freedom Band for over a decade now, and I sing with the Voices of Pride. I'm Greek American, and I'm a transgender musician, and I've been working on towards accepting my physical and mental disabilities strongly the past couple of months especially, and learning how to create again, using my background as an educator and as a musician to move forward. It's been the only thing that's been keeping me going as a performer, as a musician. I appreciate being a part of this. So it's great to be here.
Good. We're glad to have you. Dave?
Hi, guys. I'm Dave. I'm part of the leadership team of the Philadelphia Freedom Band. We are a community band in Philadelphia, the only community band in Philadelphia, and an LGBT band. I've been involved with them for about 1.5 years, 2 years, and this is my second year getting involved with Disability Pride event. We've been marching with the march for a few years. Thanks for letting us be here.
Nice. Seamus? Oh. Yeah, can you turn your mic on?
Okay. I'm Seamus Kelleher. I struggle with depression, anxiety, and I am an alcoholic. And but so I perform all over the country as a solo artist, and I do a lot of advocacy work for people struggling with depression, anxiety, and addiction. And as part of that, just started during COVID, I've been teaching a course in mental wellness at Texas A&M College of Medicine. That's it.
Ray? Ray, you got on mute.
It's right next to your name, I think, right?
Sorry about that. All right. Hi, I'm Ray. Probably hear everybody calling my name every 2 seconds inside of the different events that have gone on in the other different nights. Well, this is what I look like. I guess you could say I'm the leader of House of Edge, which is sort of like the home artist collective for Disability Pride. It originally was an art studio that was started by Liberty Resources. Let's give them big hands. Anyway, and basically I, suffered from a lot of different, mental illnesses that did not come out right. Dissociative identity disorder, severe depression, even though I don't show it, musician, photographer, I like to say multimedia solutionist. And that's basically it for the moment. Anybody?
All right, and Alex? You gotta unmute.
Sorry about that. Hi, everybody. Alexander Stopp here. Yeah, I've had severe struggles with mental illness and addiction. In fact, about 10 years ago, I was just so overcome by mental illness that like severe agoraphobia, extreme anxiety, paranoia, like I really couldn't function. And so, yeah, my music has really helped me to come out of that and just find some kind of hope. So yeah, I'm so glad to be here. Thank you guys so much for having me.
All right, Sam? Can you introduce yourself, Sam? I know you just got on.
Somebody's playing the banger. It was awesome music.
Says the host muted me.
Oh.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. My first time using Zoom. I use Google Meet because I caption because I'm deaf. My name is Sam Sandler. I really appreciate the interpreter, but on a small screen, that's really difficult to see and understand what they're signing. So I'm thankful earlier I talked with Ray about having, I'm using my phone and my iPad and something called Microsoft Translator so I can actually see what's being said. Anyway, I'm a deaf magician and illusionist, and I travel throughout America using my big illusion show to inspire others, to share kindness, and basically to especially let kids know that when you face difficulties in life, when you face challenges in life, if you're willing to work hard and believe in yourself, don't give up, and have that positive attitude, you can accomplish anything. I went deaf 10 years ago and I lost everything in life, literally, including my own home. I was homeless as a single dad. I've come back from that, and now I get to tour all over America, and I'm excited to be part of this. I've been talking with Phil and Ray, and I'm excited to be here with all you guys and to, inspire everybody else, show them that it doesn't matter what's going on in our lives. You work hard and believe in yourselves. You can do it.
All right, and I guess I should introduce myself. I don't know why I didn't do that at the beginning, but I'm Phil, I've been helping Ray organize all of this. I also do stuff with House of Edge. I'm a videographer slash musician, all sorts of jack of all trades, really, I guess.
You're the co-head of House of Edge.
Yeah, that's true. Anyways, let's get right into the questions. So, we kind of wanted to talk about, how you guys got involved in producing art, like what kind of, feeds your creativity, that kind of stuff. So I guess I'll just start off by asking, how did you start creating or performing your art?
I started when I was recuperating from surgery when I was about to turn 14. I had, by the time I started writing seriously, 6 surgeries. Though I had been doing writing and music for fun long before, it was in those surgery hours that I actually had time to experiment, because there's this limbo where your brain is very active, but if you leave the house for 1 hour, you have to sleep for another 3. And so to accommodate that boredom, I just started writing, and voila, the art came into motion. And ever since then, I've always used my illness to inform my writing, whether it's to teach others about kindness, whether writing lyrics about my own personal experience, or showing the whole world that disabled life has a coexistence of horror and wonder at the same time. Illness is how my work began, and illness is what pushes my work going forward.
For me, when I was a kid, I first discovered magic and juggling. I loved the concept of, I was only maybe 15, but I loved the concept of I made them laugh. I made that person smile. Later in life, 10 years ago, being 37 years old, suddenly going deaf over the course of 3 weeks, everything changed. I had mentioned just a moment ago, I lost everything. I didn't know how to handle my deafness. I didn't know how to be a deaf person. I didn't want to be a deaf person. Once I embraced my deafness, learned sign language, and started to learn about other deaf people, it changed my attitude. I had a really, really lousy attitude at first. I whined, I complained, oh, I'm deaf, I can't do anything. I didn't want to be that person. And now, that's my driving force. I want to get out there. I want to show people that they need to change their attitudes. I think a lot of people have a me attitude. What can I get out of it? What's in it for me? And once you change your attitude of what can I do for you? How can I help you? How can I inspire you? That inspires me. That makes me happier. It makes me feel better about myself too, knowing that, again, I'm making those people smile. I'm taking them, my show, I get to take people out of the world of reality, all the struggles, the pain, the brokenness, whatever it might be, for that 45 minutes to an hour watching my show, they forget about all that. They get to laugh, they have fun, they have joy. I had someone in my show before all this whole pandemic hit. A woman came up after me and told me how at first she was so embarrassed that she was laughing and having fun. And I said, why? She said, my husband died 2 weeks ago. This is the first time out. You made me laugh tonight. You brought joy back into my life. I mean, that's crazy that I get to do that. So that's my driving force. That's where I'm always looking for that way to make somebody laugh, to, well, Phil, when I was talking with you and you, Ray, pulling out some tricks real quick, trying to, I told you, my joy was watching you guys spaz and freak out and stuff. It makes me, that's what drives me.
I definitely did.
I can go. I did sports for a really long time. I think like 15 years I did like wheelchair sports competitively. And I always made art, in some fashion, and I was always trying to make people laugh. And then I don't know, I started making music always, and it really started getting serious when I don't know why everything's so hissy. I'm very sorry. Is that me or you guys? Do you hear that?
Oh, right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. But yeah, I started taking it seriously. I started touring with the Squilling Brothers Circus Sideshow, doing all kinds of shows all around the world. And I think I'm the opposite. You do it for you, for the audience. I do it for me. I do. I'm a selfish man, and I like that. I don't know. It's like a way to get out of your own head, you know? I don't know. I'm rambling. So what else?
I started doing, this is Gaelynn, by the way. I don't know if there's anyone here who needs it, but I forgot to do a visual description. I have brown hair. It's like now a little bit above my shoulders, even though it used to be way above my ears because I haven't gotten a haircut since March 13th. And I'm wearing a green patterned dress and a pink flower in my hair. So that is me. And I got into music back in 5th grade. The orchestra came to our school, and I just couldn't get over how much I loved the sound of the strings. And so the next year, I had a chance to join an orchestra, and I was very lucky in that the teacher was willing to adapt the instrument for me. So I play it totally differently. I play it up and down like a small cello instead of up on my shoulder. But I didn't write any music at all, create my own art until I was 27. I met somebody who is named Alan Sparhawk of the band Low, and he introduced me to a device called the looping pedal, and Eric, aka Velvet Crayon, uses those too. And looping pedals like record live what you're playing and then plays it back again and again, and you can layer up like 12 or 15 layers of sound at once, and that is what kind of like blew a fuse in my brain, and I started writing songs really shortly after I got introduced to that looping pedal. And I create art because it just kind of comes out sometimes. I don't write that many songs. I think I've only written 15 maybe since I was in the last 9 years, which isn't really that many if you think about it. But I love performing the most. That's what I really get a kick out of. Writing always feels like it comes from a place that I don't really understand, like maybe you're a smart part of your brain that lives in the sky. And then you write a song, and then you can perform it, and the performing is what gives me the most energy, just connecting with the audience and sending your energy out into the world. So, and yeah, I like that part about performing a lot. So it's a different kind of energy than anything else that I do. So that's me.
A long time ago for myself, I didn't know what Asperger's was at the time, but I remember the first time someone handed me a bunch of juggling equipment and said, "Here, this is a thing." And it was the first time that I discovered what it felt like to have a knack for something. And since then, it's been a voyage of sort of filling in all of the blanks. I don't really grok or understand how people think, how they socialize. So this entire time of learning how to juggle, then going into sideshow and learning how to do magic, and then learning how to do comedy, it's been a voyage of trying to understand how to communicate what's in here and also to understand what's in there as far as all the people around me, because to be blunt, I just don't get it. And growing up in a very rural community of Central PA, of all places, for those of you who are familiar with it, as a performer, I like making people think about the world around them, and I mean really think, because if I can make a person think about how the world actually works, the world becomes a little bit better, even if we don't agree on it. And if I can make them laugh and smile along the way, it just makes it a little bit easier. And that's why I do what I do, at least in a small little tiny nutshell.
This is Seamus. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah. This is Seamus here. Can you hear me? Yeah. Yeah. So I started. I kind of relate to Eric because when I was about 14, I started playing guitar. I was in a pretty abusive school situation, and it was my escape, and remained that for a long time, and just obsessed with the guitar. But in more recent years, it's been I love being in front of people, and I get such joy from performing to people. And I guess the fact that I struggle with depression, anxiety, and addiction, and people see me as kind of somebody that really enjoys myself. My shows are fun, and they're surprised when I talk about my disability. And but that's my mission, is just to say, look, it's okay. I struggle with this from time to time, but as I think it was Vicky or somebody pointed out to me on Sunday, I don't suffer from it. I live with it, and I've been living very well with it. And I think that's a common theme I've been seeing today from all of you. So that's it.
Guess I'll go. I started on flute at about 5 or 6 years old, and I quickly started picking up other reeds growing up, and been playing fiddle for a long time. But where my escape has been the most has been in theater orchestras. I always joke that I can't focus on a single instrument for more than 5 minutes, and theater orchestras are the perfect place to do that. And like, I also joke that I'm a professional instrument juggler that hides in dark, small spaces with a lot of people. The past couple of years since my head injury and living with mental illness that has left me unable to work, I've really clung on to music for dear life. It's the only thing that my abuser, my mental illness, has not been able to take away from me, and I cannot stress that enough. There's nothing like performing and with being around people, and it has become a lot more difficult. There's certain things I can't do. I can't perform in really tight pits anymore because my symptoms get really overwhelming, but I've been able to find ways to modify that. I worked with adults with primarily Down syndrome for the better part of the past decade, and I've been taking a lot of the stuff that I learned with them to adapt to my own performing the couple of years, especially. I've been trying to treat every performance as if it's my first, and trying to find that joy in it instead of treating it as work. And so far it's what's been keeping me going. And I know that as long as I cling to music, regardless of having to adapt certain things, I hope that there's a little bit of hope for somebody else that is living with disability, especially with mental illness. But performing I miss it. This pandemic's made it challenging, since I'm really uncomfortable with technology at the moment. So this is all out of my comfort zone, but I feel like this discussion is very necessary to help others out, especially from the arts point of view, because I believe that art and music is for everybody regardless of any circumstances. And that's what I would always try to tell the individuals that I work with, and it's something that I'm trying to take it for myself right now, and to some level of success or not, or so. So yeah, it's that's all for me. I ramble a little bit.
Can I just point out that theme of creativity that I heard from Sam and Gaelynn and Finn and several of the others? But there are several members of my community who are able-bodied, but they live with the stigma of HIV or the reliance on healthcare that so many that are probably watching right now have to deal with. I work as an occupational therapist, well, at least before I was furloughed. But finding a way to be creative is something that I think everyone is struggling to do right now. And, you know, we don't have all these performances to do, but, you know, this month for this disability event really gave our band a common thread to give, you know, to give us a purpose, to keep pushing together, being creative. Thank you. Vicky was just mentioning that HIV and AIDS are a disability. Thank you for pointing that out in the chat box. But really being creative is what we're all looking for. I think that's what I wanted to say. Thanks.
I think thinking of that, like I know a lot of people struggle with technology, and I'm glad everybody's learning more and more about it, because to me personally, like I hate to say, but like I'm doing pretty good during all of this. I like to be inside, you know. It's accessible. I don't have to look at people's butts all day, and I don't know. I think there's so many opportunities for performances to happen online, and that some of the best art I've ever seen has been made during this, and I think it's allowing people to get out of the box of creativity is this thing that's in person. Because for a lot of us, I don't go to as many shows as I wish I could, because I just can't. Like, it's just, you know, stairs or usually stairs. So I think that this is really kind of an opportunity for people to figure out how to make their performances and their events more accessible, because we could stream every live show always. Like,
our band has been talking about that, and saying how we need to hire photographers and different things for future events. But I also wanted to just thank this organization, because this, like, we do 7 performances in marching season every summer, and this is the only event that didn't cancel on us. So thank you to Disability Pride for hosting.
Yeah, I just wanted to
So
add. Oh, yep. Who's going? Sorry, I cannot say
So
anything.
I'll go real quick. Yeah, Alexander Stopp. So yeah, I had a severe depression when I was younger, and you know, I picked up the guitar when I was 16, and I don't know, it was just like I woke up for the first time. Like, all my life I'd been asleep, and just suddenly I was alive. And ever since then, I just haven't been able to put it down. I love music. I can't even explain what it means to me. I mean, it's the reason I get up in the morning, you know, and sharing with other people is the reason I keep doing it. I mean, you know, I've been writing for like 10 years now, and you know, I've had people in the disabled community say that, like one friend of mine, she's this song I wrote, she's like, this song is the reason I get out of bed some mornings. And I was like stunned. I was like, I can't believe it means that much to somebody. So that's what keeps me going. Like, if my music can do some good in the world, I feel like I have a responsibility to share it. That's all.
I guess that leaves me, but maybe we could get Phil to talk first before I go.
All right. Well, you know, I started, you know, learning music at a very young age. I played violin and mandolin when I was a kid. And I also, as Vicky, some may have seen in the chat, I danced. And I was a tap dancer, modern ballet, all that stuff. And, you know, I think at some point it was a way for me to kind of express myself to the world that didn't require me to talk to other people, which you know, it was nice, you know, given that I have some social anxiety and stuff like that. So, you know, it gave me a way to express myself and put something out there that I didn't necessarily have to be face to face with people and like worrying about what they're saying, what they're thinking. You know, I just got to do it. And I got into filmmaking in college. And then, you know, I've kind of just been bouncing around from project to project. And I found myself with House of Edge just about a year or two ago. And yeah, 2 years ago, right. Man, the times have been flying. I've kind of forgotten about it. But yeah, it's just been a really fun time for me. All right, Ray, you want to? All right, well, I guess I'll just move on to the next.
Go.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's well, like Dave brought up, you know, I also live with the stigma that's associated with HIV. You know, I mean, I'm healthy and everything. I'm on the meds. I don't show, but it's always like right there in the back of my head, just knowing what it's like. And then suffering also from dissociative identity disorder, which I don't know if any of you people know what that is, but in old layman's terms, it was basically multiple personality disorder. But nothing like the way it is in the movies. It's mostly like extreme. You tend to have a part of you go extremely towards one side of your personality or emotional spectrum than the other, you know, and you tend to act out more on that side. You know, fortunately, I do have a bit of a bridge and like a lot of things that keep me somewhat balanced with it. But the odd thing is, in reality, for those of you who know me, I'm always outgoing, but in reality, I'm like very, very reclusive. I really don't like going out. I'm petrified every time I get on the stage and everything, you know. But the arts, they've always been in my life ever since I was like a toddler. And I noticed something, and I never ever realized until later years that was how I was always able to express, you know, those different sides of me, you know. And I think that's why I got involved in so many of the different arts. And being that I was always like on the reclusive side too, you know, no matter how I played it to everybody else, you know, as being outgoing, even though I really am not, it made me want to like have others join me in the arts. And so I found myself, you know, throughout life and even right now with House of Edge, looking for more individuals, you know, trying to bring out the talent that they already have or didn't know they had. You know, like I'd known Phil for 2 years already, and I never knew he had any kind of musical background, let alone ballet and tap dancing. And first thing I went immediately with was like, okay, it's time for us to get some projects together. And Lisk over here, Christina, only thing we ever knew about her was that she was a writer. You know, she had something published or something like that. Then I turned around and found out this woman was an amazing singer and songwriter. So I was like, okay, it's time for to bring that out. But it's like, that's what the arts have been for me. It's sort of been like my therapy, me being able to express, you know, those different sides of me, because I have a very aggressive side. A lot of you know that. And I have a very passive side. You know, some of you know that also. But it also helped me to semi-mentor, at least give others a nudge. And I'm always going to do it. I have always done it. I find myself still doing it, and I know I'm going to still keep on doing it. So a lot of that, like I said, is fueled by the fact that I want to be alone like Greta Garbo at times, but I also want others to share in the joy that I'm feeling. and getting involved in so many different things with the arts. And I'm going to stop rambling now. And how did my video get switched on me? Okay, folks. Phil, what's next?
All right. Well, I wanted to ask everyone what advice you might have for young disabled people looking to create art, like getting involved, or like where to start, really, I guess.
I guess I'll start just by saying that the best advice I ever received about making art is you can't hear the people who are listening. And I guess what my friend meant by that was that you'll probably do like 10 years of shows where there will be you and your dad and the sound guy. And that is okay because that is literally the path that like every artist takes. So if you're a disabled artist looking to get into the world of performance, just do it and don't care if it doesn't seem like it's working because there's a lot of time where it doesn't feel like it's working. And then also to not sell yourself short. I know it's so hard in a world, especially if you have physical disabilities, where so much of the venues aren't set up for you. And I guess I would love to see non-disabled artists or disabled artists with invisible disabilities and disabled artists all stand up and just say, like, this is the time for playing at places we can't get into is over, and we're just gonna, like, we deserve to be able to access the venue and the stage and stuff. And so don't sell yourself short and think that you won't have any opportunities. Make your own opportunities. I do a lot of shows at churches, actually, because usually they're accessible. Don't know if, like, Velvet Crayon shows at a church would work. Maybe they would. But I mean, like, there are places that are more accessible, and you can create a new culture. We don't have to fit into, like, the culture that's always been there and set up to the exclusion of us. And so don't sell yourself short, and don't worry if it's just you and your dad and the sound guy, because I had a few of those shows myself, and I'm sure I'll have them again someday. Just keep performing if you love doing it.
And you make some of the coolest stuff when you're all by yourself,
Yeah, and actually, one last thing I wanted to add before when you were saying, Eric, about the idea that COVID is actually changing art in a positive way by putting things virtually. I think that it's kind of true. Like, I have gotten used to doing the same sort of show for like the last 3 years, and I would write new songs and throw them in there, but it wasn't, one thing that COVID has allowed me to do is every week I have a live stream show on YouTube every Sunday, and eventually you're like, well, I'm not just going to play the same exact show every week. So I started doing improvising, which I would never have done on stage. So I'll do these like 10-minute improv pieces that have been really cool, like really fun for me, and then also the audience has appreciated it, but I don't think I would have felt like I had the space to totally just do whatever I was feeling in the moment if it hadn't been like online and they can leave whenever they want if they don't like it, and so at a venue I don't know if I would have been as courageous to like put something out there that was totally improvised. And so that has been kind of fun, but the only thing I would add to that is that we need to make sure that we're trying to be accessible to everyone. And so I'm really trying to work on getting live captioning on my YouTube shows. I don't have them yet, and it bothers me that I don't, and I know I need to work on that. So not forgetting about true access is everybody.
That's one reason Twitch has been a really fun platform. They have I forget what they're called, like add-ons, I guess, and they have a couple like good live interpreting, and it works pretty well. So it's a pretty cool thing. A lot of companies are trying to do it, which is pretty awesome already. Like, the technology's there, and what you're saying about being able to perform online, I think, like, yeah, you'll perform in real life. You'll perform so many years, just you and the people that helped you carry your stuff in, right? And but online, I mean, your stuff can be set up and you're there, and it doesn't feel as weird that people are coming in and out, like, because you don't see them leaving and coming. And so in some ways, I think that's a little easier, because in real life, there's nothing like the feeling of performing in a bar and watching people stand up and leave. It's a great feeling. I think everybody should feel it at some point in their life. And you don't get to see that. The view count can go to 0, and it's fine because it's being recorded for posterity as well.
Yeah, and like the idea that when you're doing a show on YouTube or Twitch or whatever, um, that you have this like ability to reach people in other countries and other cities. Like I have been really impressed with these disability pride events and then everything. But I mean, because of the Tiny Desk being online, that concert has been seen all over the world. And my audiences for my regular shows every week are pretty small, but they're from they're from tons of different countries. And I would never get to go play in like Spain, but somebody from Spain can come watch my live show. So I think even after coronavirus pandemic part, like when we're all done sheltering, I think I'm going to keep doing online shows just for that reason. So, yes. So anyone else want to add to that?
May I? May I join in?
I would say, Phil, you asked the question of what would we say to a young disabled person about their disability? And I've been thinking and listening to everyone saying, the first thing I would actually tell them is to be aware that when you meet people, they're going to treat you different, not because they're being mean, but most of the time because they don't understand. They don't know how to relate, especially being deaf. There's so many times I'm talking to somebody and I tell them I'm deaf and they talk to me. I say, okay, just look at me and so I can try and read your lips. And they're, it's okay, it's okay. Well, no, it was important for you to say it the first time. I'd like to say it again, please. But they don't know how. They're afraid. They're afraid more than you are. So I tell, be aware that people sometimes just don't understand how to act, how to handle somebody that's in a wheelchair, or somebody that's deaf, somebody that's struggling with depression, whatever it is. They just don't understand it. So part of it's our job to help them calm them down, help them feel comfortable with the fact that you have a disability. You know, I tell people I'm deaf, so what? Yeah, before when I was deaf before, I was freaking out myself. But now I'm deaf. I have fun with it. I have to. I have two choices: give up or give it all I got. So I agree that we need to do that. We need to make sure we tell the young people that they need to be prepared for those things. But at the same time, we also need to tell them hard work pays off. There is no substitution for experience. Go out and get as much experience as humanly possible. Work your butt off. I myself, being deaf, I had to switch my whole show. I had to relearn my whole entire show because suddenly I can't hear the music cues. I cannot hear the roar of the crowd, the applause, the laughter. As entertainers, you guys, you feed off of that. You'll feed off the applause. You'll feed off the laughter. I don't have any of that anymore. So I keep the house lights up when I'm doing theater shows to an extent so I can actually see the faces and I gauge what's happening off of that. Now, fortunately, I performed a long time in a lot of shows, so I know the material works, but when I'm working new material and stuff, I don't know how it's being received. I don't know how the audience is actually taking it in because nothing replaces a live audience. Yes, the pandemic has certainly made it interesting to do the online shows for other companies and for Disability Pride, which I'm thankful for Ray contacting me and doing all that. Again, that set up. But live audiences is what kind of, it's like a drug for me when I walk out on stage. And I get people laughing and having fun. And I don't even tell them I'm deaf until later in the show because I want oh, he's deaf. Oh, okay. I just want to have fun. I want to be treated normal. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand is that we all want to be just treated normal. We understand we have a disability. We know we're deaf. We know we're in a wheelchair. We already know this. You don't have to tell us. I get that all the time. People trying to, oh, well, he's deaf. He won't be able to understand. Well, maybe, let me try maybe. I don't know why people have to take over for me sometimes. So, but hard work pays off. That's my biggest thing I want to say is that the hard work pays off. That's what anybody that young disability that discovered. When I talk to young kids that are deaf in schools, I always meet them at school shows before or after the show, and I tell them, hey, look, we're the same. I'm deaf. You're deaf. You understand. I understand. You know what? Look at me. I'm doing a big illusion show. I get to saw people in half, make them disappear, fire, all sorts of fun stuff. just because I'm deaf doesn't mean I can't accomplish my dream and accomplish my goals. And that's what we need to focus on is what's my dream, what's my goal, and listen to everyone else, hearing them playing music or telling jokes and doing different things, side shows and stuff. That's great because they're following their dreams, they're working hard and not giving up.
Sam?
On the instrumental side, there are, like I would like to tell younger kids that there are ways to adapt instruments. And I very much stress that with my own students and now with myself with my injuries, that adaptation, it doesn't mean that I have to give up performing because I have physical injuries and brain injury. There are ways to adapt. Like I've adapted how I play every one of my instruments, and there's the creativity aspect of it, of being able to adapt, to be able to make something that's so unique. That's something that I would like younger students and younger individuals with disabilities to know that, yeah, there's things that may be difficult, but adaptations are possible. And it's a two-way process between people around and like with me within myself to be able to find that adaptation.
Seamus, do you have anything to say? I noticed you.
Yeah, no problem. I think what's very important is to find a mentor, and this is for anything in life. But as a musician growing up, I always had a mentor, somebody who kind of walked me through it. And it doesn't have to be exactly like you. It doesn't have to be your disability, but somebody who's maybe a little bit older than you, who's been through it a little bit, and you can leverage they can be a champion for you, and they can believe in you. And even to this day, I find I still have mentors that I learn from and I grow from. So it's I preach that to my children, but I also preach it even with somebody without a disability. But I think in particular, because we have more challenges having a disability, it's very important to find a mentor. And sometimes, people will pay attention to you. So that's the start of it. But you got to grab onto them and then kind of nurture that mentorship and grow it. And I think it'll pay dividends for years to come then.
All right, Doug, you have your hand up?
Yes, thank you. Wow, sorry, that just totally took me by surprise. As artists, I think if I were to give one piece of advice, it would be to experience. If you stay at home and you are only inclusive of just the world around you, there is a breadth of vocabulary about the world, the experiences that we can find outside in the world. So look at other people's perspectives, look at other people's ways of living, add that to your own vocabulary so that as artists, you have a broader depth of material that you can share. I'm going to be turning not the stage, but the light over on Sam for a second, because I don't know if you remember me, Sam, but I remember you. I was at one of your first shows that you started doing. I remember sitting at a Magic Theater on South Street, and I'm not going to spoil your finale, but I remember you talking about your experiences, and he's clapping.
I performed there. It's awesome theater. I performed there before they closed up. They're awesome.
But I remember the ending, and I remember you sharing your experience. And from one magician to another magician, that added to the breadth of my own vocabulary. And total side note, I'm actually enjoying seeing all of these performers, from Squidling Brothers to everyone else who I've met over the years. And I'm realizing just how close our community is, even within the artistic community. So thank you.
Well, we're getting ready to run out of time, but I just want to remind something that Gaelynn had said, when she said, don't listen to others. And that's the piece of advice I would give to the young. Don't listen to others. Just don't. Do your thing. Experiment. And like Doug said, get out there. Now, yes, I'm a recluse, but I can tell you one thing. I did get out there. I did not close my mind. Be open-minded. Don't listen to anybody else, what they have to tell you, because they want you to just go on ahead and not have an identity like they don't. Be yourself. Because I'm going to tell you something. Everything that has become a hit, I guarantee you, they were told not to do that before. Stuff like sampling, trap music, hell, musical theater, I'm pretty sure at one point was told, that's a bad idea. Just do it. Just do it.
I would like to add to that as well that for any disabled artist who is having a difficult time, who may be struggling with the path going forward, we need you. Please don't give up, because we need you in our culture. I know what it's like to grow up without any disability stories whatsoever, and it's isolating. It's lonely. It makes you think that either you have to hide that you're disabled or your life is over. But every time you play an instrument or get up on that stage or tell a story, you're bringing us one step closer to a culture that is inclusive of disability. You're one step closer to a more welcoming generation. And for the disabled artists who will come after you, you're one step closer to being their mentor. No matter what happens, no matter how many things get taken away or how many people will tell you no, we need you to hang on. You're changing the world without even realizing it. And that's why, especially in the era of COVID, we need you more than ever.
Yeah, and I just want to add too, real quick. Before I first picked up the guitar, I was really, really scared, and my self-esteem was so low that the idea of playing in front of other people terrified me. And for me, it took a leap of courage to actually decide that I was going to learn the instrument. So just take a leap, just try it, just go for it, just do it. Like Ray was saying, you have no idea how far that will go if you take that leap of faith and do it. But for me, it changed my whole life, and it's influenced so many other people too. So yeah, just do it.
And fight stigma just by existing. General public can get a little bit afraid when people assert themselves and keep kicking tail and just doing what is just, to me, music has come natural to me. Being able to just share that, regardless of where I am within my illness, it's been something that's been very empowering to me, especially the past couple of months. And I would hope that younger generation just doesn't give up. Be your own advocate, even if it means just standing up and performing, even if it's in your living room. I find that the most cathartic, and being able to fight that stigma just by existing and creating.
I would just say what Alex was saying is really true to me. I think that people think if they're afraid of performing, that means they're not meant to do it. And I don't believe that at all.
Tell Phil to, I just tried to
Yeah.
tell Phil to turn this off.
Okay.
I guess, I've had shows where I've barfed right before I've gone on stage and stuff. I think it's important to just do it if it brings you joy, and even if it's really, really, really scary, that doesn't mean that you're not meant to be a performer. So thanks for sharing that, Alex. And to some extent, Finn, too, similar messages. Just do it anyways, even if it's scary. It's okay. You'll grow into it.
You're
And you can
supposed
still
to
get
be
scared,
scared,
20
right?
years in.
You're supposed to be terrified. It's the idea, right? Like, I mean, everything's scary the first time you do it. Taking a poo's scary the first time you do it. You know, like, I think it's only natural to be scared, and that's